What's going on, everyone? So it's becoming more and more that the Lakers they're gonna have to make a real splash. If the Lakers really want to be a contender, they're gonna have to make a real splash. All right, you have two of the best teams in the entire NBA in the Eastern Conference, in the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. Luckily, if you're the Lakers, you only have to play one of them if you get to the finals. But it's even just more than that, right? Like, there just feels like the Karl Anthony Towns news just kind of came out of left field, right? It was just so unexpected. Right? Like, who even thought Minnesota was willing to trade Cat right now? Now, there was the conversations at some point they're going to have to kind of decide between Cat, Naz Reid, and Rudy Gobert, and Cat has the best trade value, and they were able to get Julius Randle, right? Like, so you kind of like look at it, and it's like, okay, kind of just get this out of the way, just get it done and over with so you don't have to deal with it. Okay, fine, I get it, but it's just, you just are starting to look at these teams. It's an arms race right now. Now, outside of OKC and the Knicks, I don't think anybody got that much better, right? There is a genuine argument that Minnesota might have gotten worse. We'll see. To me, it depends on which Julius Randle you get. Do you get the super efficient 25, 10, and 6 Julius Randle that's shooting 40% from three and is just kind of do everything out there, right? And actually is really good defensively? Or do you get the 33% shooting Julius Randle that just doesn't fit alongside Rudy Gobert because he can't stretch the floor and he's awkward and he can't stay healthy, and then you get to the playoffs and he just completely disappears in the playoffs, right? Like, which Julius Randle do you get? The Pelicans, right? DeJounte Murray, that's the one trade that I'm just like, what are you doing, Lakers, right? Like, you should have gotten that done. That's the deal that, like, really hurts. But even the Pelicans, it's like, okay, they have no center, right? They desperately need a center. On top of not having a center, you look at a team that their best player or second best player in Brandon Ingram is not even showing up to, like, training camps and wants out and is just doing everything he can already to kind of force the issue, but nobody really wants him because he wants max money and he only plays 40 games a year. It's just like the Pelicans look like a team that is just ready to implode, and they just have so many question marks. So I don't really, but if they can work it out and they can figure it out, all of a sudden they could be a team that could be pretty tough, right? But then you got like Dallas. Dallas was in the NBA Finals. They get Klay Thompson, but Klay makes no sense with the offense they run. I mean, even Mark Cuban talked about that and talked about the concerns with Klay Thompson. And you don't even know what type of player he is right now, right? He's coming off of like a historically bad run, right? Like for him, for his standards. And then on top of that, they got in the position they were in by getting to the finals on the back of their defense, not their offense. It was their defense. And they're even worse defensively now. So that becomes a question. Sacramento Kings, DeMar DeRozan made 0 sense. The last thing the Sacramento Kings needed was another ball-dominant, ISO-heavy, half-court, non-three-point shooting, non-defending guard forward, right? Like, that was literally the last thing they needed. They're every year in the top 3 at worst in pace. They're in the top 3 in three-point attempts, right? Their entire system is push the pace and shoot the three. And now they got one of the most ISO-heavy half-court players in the entire NBA, right? It doesn't really add up in that regard. Also, he doesn't defend. Like, who's your starting 5? Okay, let's say you go with Ellis. Well, you're tiny at that point. If you go with, like, say, Fox, Ellis, DeMar, Murray, and Sabonis, you're small, and you have, like, 0 defense outside of, like, Ellis and Fox when he really wants to lock in. At times, he can kind of just take defensive sequences off, right? But to be fair, he has to work so hard on the offensive side, right? But then to close games, are you just not going to close Malik Monk? And then if you are, what? Are you going to go Fox, Ellis, Monk? Right? DeMar and Sabonis? Now you're even tinier. Right? It's just, I don't see that making, I don't think that makes any sense at all. But we'll see. Time will tell in that regards. But then outside of that, it's just like OKC, they're definitely going to be better, but they didn't solve the mismatch issues with the Lakers. So the Lakers should still win that matchup more times than not. Denver got worse. They're still going to be good, but they got worse. The Clippers, dude, Kawhi Leonard, he's already having knee issues, right? Like, Clippers are cooked. They're done. So they're out of the equation. Like Memphis, they're probably coming back in. We'll see what the Warriors do. But like, there's only like a couple teams, in my opinion, that I'm really worried about against the Lakers. But that doesn't mean the Lakers are like a lock, right? I just lean more towards Zach LaVine than ever, personally. I just think he gives you so much. Now, look, Lakers want to be patient. Look, Rob Pelinka put it out there. We're trading both first if the deal's there, if it makes sense. We'll even trade one first for a marginal trade, right? So Rob Pelinka has put it out there into the ether. Rob Pelinka has let it be known that, hey, we're making deals here, right? If the deal presents itself. But to me, I just, like, what are you going to get, right? Like, Jeremy Grant, okay, but like, he doesn't make you that much better. Now, if you can get Jeremy Grant and like a Wendell Carter Jr. or something, like now you're talking, right? Now I think the Lakers are there. I don't think the Lakers are that far off, right? Like you look at the Knicks, you look at Celtics, and like on paper, they're terrifying. On paper, 1 through 5, they're just good luck, right? Like they're ridiculous. But you're only going to have to play one of them. And also, like, they're not so good they're unbeatable. Right? Like, if you can get there, you'll be in good shape. I like the matchup. If you can get, like I said, like a Wendell Carter Jr. and a Jeremy Grant. Right? Because, like, say you get to the NBA Finals, and let's say there's 5 let's say you play the Knicks, right? You have Brunson, Bridges, OG, Cat, and Robinson, right? That's their 5. Let's say you got like a Wendell Carter Jr. and a Jeremy Grant. Like you could go big if you want. You could go like LeBron, Reeves, Grant, AD, and Wendell Carter Jr. if you wanted to go that route. And then like on defense, kind of finagle it to where it better fits, right? Like you'd have options there. Or if you get like a Bruce Brown or something like that. I know Bruce Brown just had a surgery, but if he's healthy, improve himself. But I still just think, like, if you're looking at for a singular trade, just one trade, I still think Zach LaVine gives you the best chance and gives you the most firepower, right? He gives you the guy that can consistently game in and game out, go give you 25 a game if you need it, right? Like, I don't think he'll average 25 a game because he'll be the third option. But on any given night, like LeBron just kind of wants to take a back seat and just go get 30 or go get 20, right? Like he can take over. Or Zach LaVine gets hot, boom, he's a bucket getter, right? He can still make some plays. Defensively, he's not as bad as advertised when he's bought in and focused, which I could see JJ kind of getting him leaned in. But you don't have to give up any of your assets, right? Like you have to give up players, but draft pick wise. And then on top of that, like if you want to trade like a Jared Vanderbilt, right? Max Christie isn't quite where you want him to be, right? You could still get another 20 to 30 million in salary with all your draft picks to go get several other pieces. You could still go get a Walker Kessler, right? Go get a Zach LaVine and a Walker Kessler. Now we're talking, right? And then if you wanted to, say like Cam Johnson, you could do something where you get like, say a Jared Vanderbilt, Max Christie, and, Jalen Hood-Schifino or something like that, right? Like whatever, right? Boom. Now you got that. Let's go. You're off to the races, right? Like now you got like 7 or 8 guys, which is all you need. I mean, look at the Knicks and the Celtics and all these teams. They're all, 6, 7 guys deep anyway, right? But the Lakers, I think at that point now have enough firepower, now have enough just versatility to kind of match up with these teams, right? Especially if you could also go flip and figure out how to get like a Cam Johnson, right? Imagine like Reeves, LaVine, Johnson, LeBron, and AD as a starting 5. Now I think you're on par with all these other teams. Now I think you have enough offensive firepower, you have enough athleticism, you got enough shooting, you got enough little bit of everything. But it really does. It's like the Lakers are you're just seeing these teams, it's just an arms race. And it feels like more is coming. Right? It feels like there is this storm brewing right now and more is coming. And unless we get like a Steph or something crazy like that, like he just decides like, hey, I want out or something, just feels like, are we going to be able to keep up with this arms race? Right? Now, again, you get 2 guys, now you're in a different conversation. right? And there's always the chance that there's some guy right now, like again, Karl Anthony Towns, we had no idea he was available. We had no idea he was going to be traded. All of a sudden, you just blink and the Lakers end up trading for some guy that we just don't see coming. It's just like, wow, the Lakers just got whoever back, right? Like, wow, didn't think that was going to happen. You know, like, there's options there. You never really know, like, who's on the horizon, what player is available. You know, Lakers, maybe they go get, Jeremy Grant and Robert Williams and then end up going and pulling off a trade for somebody else. And you're just like, wow. Like, so it's frustrating, I know, but it's just, Lakers, it just feels like Lakers got to do something. I mean, they've always needed to do something, but it's just like, right now, I think they have no shot against the Knicks if they're fully healthy. I think they have no shot against Denver or Boston if they're fully healthy in a 7-game series. I think that they could make things interesting, right? Like, I think that they could win a game or two, but I think, like, you talk 7-game series, talent for talent, right? It's just like Drew Holiday or D'Lo, right? It's like Derek White or Austin Reeves. It's like Brown or Rui, right? LeBron and Tatum, okay. Like, I take LeBron, and then AD and Kristaps, okay. I take, like, it's just, you look through their 5 and it's just like who would you take over their 5? Maybe Reeves over White, but they also are 2 very different players, right? Like, White is perfect for that team in that role as just that 3-and-D guard, right? Where Reeves is not really the 3-and-D guard, but he is, better at just naturally scoring the basketball in areas, getting to the teeth of the defense, right? They're 2 very different players, but it's just like, okay, like, let's say you'd go Reeves, even just slightly, right? Let's say it's like, whatever, 51-49 Reeves, right? Like, you're still everywhere else. Just, like, it's significant. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, pass question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Disagree? You somewhere in between? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.